say love is a burning thing, that it makes the fire ring. Oh, but I know love as a fading thing, just as fickle as a feather in a stream. See, honey, I saw love. You see, it came to me. It put its face up to my face so I could see. Yeah, then I saw love disfigure me into something I am not recognizing.
All I knew was that it was pure delight to be where the land lifted in peaks and plunged in canyons, and to sniff air thin, spray-cooled, full of pine and spruce smells, and to be so close-seeming to the improbable indigo sky. I gave my heart to the mountains the minute I stood next to this river, with its spray in my face, and watched it thunder into foam, smooth to green glass over sunken rocks, shatter to foam again. I was fascinated by how it sped by and yet was always there. Its roar shook both the earth and me. This excerpt from Wallace Stegner's The Sound of Mountain Water. It speaks to two people who fell in love on the mountains, the trails, and the rivers of the American West. Some of you have heard this, but 2 years ago, on this very date, Eric picked Kristan up for their very first date together. They went to dinner, then drinks and dancing at the Cowboy Bar. I'm told it was quite an evening, and she was impressed. At dinner, Kristan had the duck confit, which gave Eric the chance to introduce his culinary skills by boasting of his own duck confit dish. The following week, Eric texted that it was time for his version because he had come across a duck at the grocery store with Kristan's name on it. Literally. He had written Kristan's name all over the package and then sent the picture to her. Well, who could resist that invitation? Dinner was accepted. The confit was a big success. And here we are. On behalf of Logan, welcome to Apple Hill Farm. We are here today to celebrate the special love between Kristan and Eric by joining them in marriage, to celebrate the joys of friendship, family, and marriage in our own lives. I thought I'd share a couple of comments about marriage. Marriage is the willingness to be open and vulnerable and the courage to take risks. Marriage is a commitment to continually renew the will to be married. Marriage is accepting the challenges that living together in love will offer. Marriage is facing fears and conflicts, as well as peace and good fortune, with equal grace together. Marriage consists of entrusting our deepest selves into the loving care of another. And you, Kristan and Eric, have made this commitment to create and recreate this conscious partnership. Kristan and Eric are truly blessed to be surrounded by their family and close friends, and they are very grateful to you all for the unconditional love, joy, support, and guidance that you have provided them over the years. Kristan and Eric have asked that we take a moment to honor the memory of Kristan's mother, Pam, Eric's grandmother, Mimi, along with many other loved ones who could only be here today with us in spirit. Kristan and Eric would like Michelle, Eric's sister, to come up and read a passage from Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms.
At night, there was a feeling that we had come home, feeling no longer alone, waking in the night to find the other one there and not gone away. All other things were unreal. We slept when we were tired, and if we woke, the other one woke too, so one was not alone. Often, a man wishes to be alone, and a woman wishes to be alone too. And if they love each other, they are jealous of that in each other. But I can truly say, we never felt that. We could feel alone when we were together, alone against all others. We were never lonely and never afraid when we were together.
The secret of love and marriage is to be in love and in trust, to know in your hearts that you want only the best for each other. Dedicate yourselves with the little acts that prove the greater promise every chance you get. Share the great gifts that you both possess: knowledge, talent, friendship, your love of nature, with each other, and enrich the lives of those who surround you. Give to each other, take from each other willingly, and believe that it will enhance both of your personalities. It will. And commit to the promise that love allows you to stretch beyond your limits and become all that you are meant to be. Kristan and Eric are here to marry each other. It is their will. It is their will that creates this union. It is their words, their intentions, their vision that will define and shape this marriage. So I call upon them now to state their promise before us, to state the pledge that will bind them together.
Eric, when you picked me up on our first date, I never would have guessed I'd be standing here exactly 2 years later. But I also didn't know what I was missing until I fell in love with you. I didn't know I wasn't as happy as I could be, and I didn't know that there was somebody that could make me laugh all the time, even when I was mad at them. I had definitely never met anyone as willing to satisfy my hunger for travel and adventure as you, whether that be Boise, Bozeman, or Queenstown. I didn't know I was missing part of myself until I met you, and then it was obvious I'd been missing part of it all along. Eric, you've exceeded any dreams I allowed myself to dream about who I might one day choose to spend my life with. The last 2 years have been an amazing whirlwind, and I promise to do everything I can to give you a life full of the same: adventure, love, and laughter. To laugh with you on the highs, and love you even on the lows, and stand by you for what will be a very long and happy adventure.
Well, Kristan, I actually have something written for you. Kristan, I've never loved you more than I do right now, and I would never love you less than I do this second. You are my best friend, my love, my trusted advisor on all life throws my way. I know that with you at my side, life will always be really, really good. And we will do all we can to support each other and kick ass till we grow old and tired. I vow to cook you many a gourmet meal and fill your Chardonnay, but also fill your heart with amazing surprises, rolling giggles, and fond memories. I promise to kiss you at least twice a day and to blow kisses to you when we're miles away. I promise to get you the very best ski lines, darkest tan lines, and freshest squeezed limes in your cocktail at the end of the day. I will always keep you safe, give you hugs, and lift you up if you fall down. Kristan, we don't have a lot of time on this planet, but it brings me great comfort to know that the remainder of my days will be here with you.
We could both take it. Just as we bear witness to a written covenant with our signature, so too do we exchange wedding rings to seal the vows of marriage. Wedding rings are an enduring symbol that remind us of the pledges we have made to each other and our responsibility to honor each other by honoring our promises. Eric, I give you this ring as a sign
Eric, I give you this ring as a sign
that I choose you to be my lover, my partner, and my best friend
that I choose you to be my lover, my partner, and my best friend.
today, tomorrow, and always.
Today, tomorrow, and always.
Eric? Kristan, I give you this ring as a sign
Kristan, I give you this ring as a sign
that I choose you to be my lover, my partner, and my best friend
I choose you to be my lover, my partner, and my best friend.
today, tomorrow, and always.
Today, tomorrow, and always.
Kristan and Eric, on behalf of your loved ones who are here today, I would like to share our wishes for you. We wish for you a love that is rich, deep, and powerful enough to inspire others to support you both in bringing forth the best that is within you. May you lavishly love one another and love being loved by the other, today, tomorrow, and always. We wish for you the kind of home that will be a sanctuary for you both, a place of peace, a place of freedom, of vitality, growth, and humor. And in this home, we wish you are blessed with a healthy, happy family. And we wish that at the end of your lives, you will be able to look back and smile upon a life that you shared together, pleased, satisfied, and fulfilled beyond your wildest dreams. And now, by the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it is my pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. Mr. and Mrs. Burba, you may kiss as husband and wife for the first time. Congratulations.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Eric and Kristan are going to have their first dance as husband and wife. Stay out super late tonight, picking apples, making pies. Put a little something in our lemonade. Take it with us. We're halfway in a fake empire. We're halfway in a fake empire. Trip up to our shiny city with our diamond slippers on. You are gay, laying on that bluebirds on my shoulders. We're halfway in a fake empire. We're halfway in a fake empire. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Eric Goldberg. At this time, you may now all be seated.
Anyway, good afternoon and thank you all for coming to this very special day to celebrate Kristan and Eric's wedding. It means a lot to us. First, I would like to take a minute to thank David and Marcia Burba for hosting a wonderful rehearsal dinner last night. It was great. Thank you. I would like to thank my favorite, and as he always reminds me, my only brother-in-law for performing this wonderful ceremony today. Thank you, John. I would like to thank Dave Delancey and his crew of incredibly talented chefs. I think they're back there in the tent somewhere. I would like to thank them for this incredible feast you're about to enjoy tonight. I cannot tell you what a huge undertaking it is to feed 200 people a gourmet meal and have it in a field. Thank you, Dave. And of course, thank you, Allison and Marcy. You girls pulled it all together beautifully. Thank you. Eric, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our family, and I am so excited about having another great son-in-law. The tractor is gassed up, and you can cut the back 40 tomorrow. Now to tell you a little bit about Kristan that I am sure you already know. She is very driven and does not like to hear that something can't be done. She is a doer. Kristan went to Tabor Academy, a private school 45 minutes from here. Every morning we would leave here at 6:30 a.m. and every night she would still be doing homework after 11. I felt so bad, offered to write so many notes, and she just would not hear of it. We have a home in Stowe, and we would go up there every weekend, and Kristan always wanted to make sure she had ski lessons lined up. Because I certainly wasn't going to teach her to ski. We went to the Caribbean after Pam was done with the chemo treatment, and we rented a boat, and she got on one of those, she wanted to learn how to windsurf, and she couldn't do it the first morning. She was out there 8 hours a day, the whole vacation until she conquered it. Amazing. So now you get the picture. So when she asked me if I would ask Dave Delancey, who owns the Lobster Trap, if he would close the Lobster Trap on Friday night for a rehearsal dinner, I said, I can't ask Dave to do that. He is really busy. So after a slight pause, she said, can I have Dave's cell number? And of course, we had the rehearsal dinner last night at the Lobster Trap. Again, thank you, Dave. I know Pam, Kristan's mom, is with us tonight. Pam was such a big part of Kristan, Heather, and Tish's lives, and you have all done such a great job navigating life without her for the past 11 years. She would be so proud of you girls, as I am. I would like to remember some of our friends who are no longer with us. I know they are here in spirit, and I think of them often. So Eric, I would like to offer you some words of wisdom. Are you listening? Just remember, a honeymoon is a vacation a man takes before starting work under a new boss. And keep in mind, are you listening? Now that you are married, Kristan will always have the last word in any disagreement. So remember, any word you speak after is, by default, an opening for a new argument. Remember that. I'll pause for 1 minute and give Eric my present, something I picked up from Tom Wynn. It says, yes, dear. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Kristan and Eric as they begin a new life together. Ralph, what about me? Yes, you're next. All right, I think Tish wants to say a few words now. Thanks, Ralph. We're a very needy group.
Do you know how hard it is to find a good man in Jackson? Years hard. That's how hard it is. There was a time when I couldn't quite understand how or why my sister was still single. She's gorgeous, incredibly athletic, successful in business, everything a man could ask for. So why the holdup? Well, after I met Eric, I understood what she was doing. She was just waiting for that perfect guy. Handsome and stylish, a gourmet in the kitchen, comfortable in the backcountry, and makes good money. Eric, I'm so happy that my sister knew what she was doing all these years, as it brought you into her life and that of our families. And I can tell you that she's never been happier. Congratulations. I love you both so much.
Hi. Forgive me for also having to read from a script. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Heather. I am the older of Kristan's two younger sisters. The three of us were born within 3.5 years of each other. So as you can imagine, things could get a little intense around the Clark household growing up. Let's just say there may have been some chasing with shovels, doors slamming on limbs, and bathtubs full of ice involved. My sisters could feel like my biggest enemies at times. But that's the thing about sisters, no matter how mad you get at each other, you always know that if you ever really need them, they'll be there for you, no matter what. Let me give you an example. I've had 2 kids over the past 3 years. Kristan has been there for both of their births. She helped me push for 5 hours with Tommy, holding my hand and rubbing my back. She helped me push for a much shorter, although far more excruciating, amount of time with June, telling me repeatedly that I could do it, while she put ice chips in my mouth and reapplied cold washcloths to my forehead. Despite the incredible physical agony that I was in, she made me believe that I really could do it. And obviously, I was left with very little choice. Now June will forever share her special day with her new uncle, Eric, who was hiding out somewhere in the hospital, thankfully out of earshot at the time. Miraculously enough, after having witnessed me on what I believed to be my deathbed at the time, Kristan claims to still want children. For those of you that know Kristan, that won't come as much of a surprise. She has always been one of the strongest people that I know. She is always inspiring and, well, pretty much forcing me to improve. I'm always a little scared to visit her in Jackson because I'm never sure what kind of extreme physical predicament I might find myself in. It's fairly standard for her to land me in a situation where I think I might die. This seems to be somewhat of a trend in our relationship. One time, she convinced me to go on a mountain bike ride by assuring me that it wasn't going to be very long and it wasn't challenging at all. I had never been biking before, mountain biking, so I was a little nervous. I clearly remember biking back into town 5 hours later, completely physically exhausted, in the middle of a thunderstorm, and half of me really wanted to kill her, but the other half was pretty excited. Eric, I can guarantee that there will never be a dull or lazy moment with Kristan by your side. And Chris, judging from the time I've spent with Eric so far, and some of the speeches that I heard last night, I think I can guarantee you the same. I remember the first time that I met Eric. When Kristan and Eric were starting to get pretty serious, they came out to visit me in San Francisco, me and my family. One of my crazier friends, she goes by the nickname the Party Robot, reported to me that she'd run into Kristan at clubs I had never heard of, never mind been to, 2 nights in a row, dancing on stage in short shorts, well past 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, unless Kristan is in Jackson, this is not typical Kristan behavior. Sorry to blow your cover, Chris. So it immediately became clear to me how happy this guy must make her and how much fun they have together. On this same trip, I asked Kristan how things were going. She told me that she didn't want to jinx it because she thought it was almost too good to be true. Well, I imagine Eric must have been thinking the same thing. My sister is so smart, she's so beautiful, she's fun, and she's successful in literally every single thing that she does. I am one lucky girl to have her as my big sister, and Eric, you're one lucky guy to have her with you for the rest of your life. You guys are going to share so much adventure and excitement, and I can't wait to see it happen.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to echo a couple things tonight, and the first thing is I want to say thank you to the Burbos for an extravagant, sensational evening last night. It was quite the party. Logan, thank you so much for having us. It's so special to share this moment with everybody. My best friend, Eric, has found a beautiful woman in Kristan, and here we are. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Vince, and there comes a moment in everyone's life when you meet someone that you will grow with, that will love you unconditionally for the rest of your life. And for Eric, that moment came 20 years ago when he met me. Now, I remember when I met Eric, and I guess what I should say is that one of the core values that Eric and I share is that we love to have a great time, okay? If you can't tell by now, he loves a great party. And we make no bones about it. We love to have fun. So, it shouldn't be surprising to find that when we met, it was at a party. Now, we were 14 years old, and, at the time, I couldn't go to parties in high school unless it was a dance, like a sock hop, or a mixer, or like a homecoming dance, right? And so, I would have to dress up on the weekends, and thankfully, my best friends at the time, in solidarity, they would dress up with me. So we were the only 3 people dressed up in suits at house parties, or, we would be in the woods somewhere, be freezing out, and we would have these suits on. And so, when I met Eric, he came up to me, and I guess we were like the 3 Stooges there. So he's like, "What is going on with you guys? What's happening?" And, I explained the story and all of that. But, I wish I could tell you what I remember about our first conversation, but I can't. What I do remember is what he was wearing, okay? Now, check this out. If you haven't seen his shoes tonight, you definitely need to check them out. But when I met Eric, okay, he was wearing these, they call them Oxford saddle shoes, okay? But these were like two-tone, soft brown with like the indentations, right? I think I saw somebody wearing them tonight, as a matter of fact. And they're just super classy. But I've never seen a man wear these shoes, right? I've never seen a guy wear these shoes before. So I was just like, what is going on here? And needless to say, 2 weeks later, I went to Nordstrom's and I bought a pair for myself as well. But, Eric has always been very fashion forward. He really is an artist in many ways. And those of you that have just gotten to know him, you know how fabulous he is. He is a designer, he is a curator of many great things in his life. All of the great things that he has brought into his life, he has done on his own, very intentionally. There's there's just this intentionality. He just knows what he wants, and he goes out and gets it. And so, whether that's curating a DJ set or, getting a awesome ski trip together or meeting someone as amazing as Kristan. And, I'll never forget the first time Eric called me after he met Kristan. And for those of you that know Eric, sometimes he's not overly communicative about his feelings, okay? And so he calls me up. Vince, hey, is this a good time? Yeah, could you talk? Okay. Hey, I gotta tell you about this girl. Her name is Kristan. And I met her in Jackson. And she is amazing. I said, let me hear more. Tell me about her. Well, she loves to jump off of cliffs, she does jumps, she loves to ski, she can fish, and she can do all these amazing things. Now, earlier tonight, we heard Kristan say adventure, love, and laughter. And that is exactly what Eric will bring into her life. Now, for Eric, he's one of my bestest friends, and I've always had the hope that he would find someone as amazing and loving as Kristan. And it's been some time since we've connected, and I had the great pleasure of meeting them both in Los Angeles before the New Zealand trip. And it was my wife, and we had our daughter Ava at the time. And Eric was playing with Ava, and he just had a great playful nature, and it was awesome. And so I was really interested to hear about the trip after the trip, because it was, I think, a month-long trip to New Zealand, which is a significant amount of time to spend with somebody. And so when he called me after the trip and said that he was still deeply in love, I knew that Kristan was the one. And, so what I'll say last is, Kristan, thank you so much for bringing love into Eric's life. You are such a strong, independent woman who is incredible, and I'm just so happy that Eric has found his true love. So I would like to raise a massive toast to Eric and to Kristan. Thank you.
Stay out super late tonight, picking apples, making pies. Put a little something in our lemonade and take it with us. Put half away in a fake empire. We're half awake in a fake empire. Tiptoe through our shiny city with our diamond slippers on. Do our gay ballet nights, bluebirds on our shoulders. We're half awake in a fake empire. We're half awake in a fake empire. Turn the light out, say goodnight. No thinking for